How do you feel CJ was able to handle being thrown into the fire?
I think CJ did a fine job. You know, it's a tough situation to go into. You know, we're not in a desperation mode, but it's a pretty tough uphill climb at that point. And playing against an excellent defensive football team, so it's a tough way to go. But yeah, he's been practicing well. You know, I thought he did a good job out there, given the circumstances. Jake, got twisted around a little bit there, so he's got a sprain, and just it didn't seem like a good idea to put him back in. He couldn't have gone right away, but he could have gone back in later on. It just didn't seem smart to put him back at that point.
If you're pinpointing anything offensively that would help you guys a little more, in those situations in Wisconsin territory, is it on the ground? Is it through the air? What do you identify there?
It's tough to run the ball today for us, and it was really tough for them too for about 45, 50 minutes. So it's just it's going to happen sometimes. Defenses, there's still some people playing defense, and both teams are playing really good defense for 50 minutes today. So obviously I'd like to have run the ball better. I wish we could have, and would have been more productive. But they made it tough on us. But I think the big thing is just when you play a team like that, they're an excellent football team. You get that opportunity down in there. We had a drop that you never know what's going to happen, but it doesn't help you. And then we had a couple penalties on the other possession. And so when you play a team that's very tough and makes it tough on you, if you make it tougher on yourself, it's just not a good thing. And that's part of the lesson we're going to have to learn if we're going to push it up over the top here.
On your last play of the first quarter, you had the wind at your back really strong, maybe a ball for 34, and you rushed out your punt team to punt at that point. Was there any thought to kicking a field goal at about 51 yards from the line?
Not really. I mean, the percentages weren't great there, so not really. And really our thought process, we were playing pretty good field position at that point, the way the game was going. If we could give them a real short field, or a long field, excuse me, I thought that was our best deal. But you can go back and look at that one, flip the coin, I guess.
With Canzeri, is it possible for him now to become more of a focal point for your offense going forward?
Yeah, he's been practicing a lot, as I've said. He's been going back to last fall, even though he's coming off an injury. Certainly in the spring and summer. It's hard to get 4 backs in the game. It's just really hard. Maybe some people are doing it. I'm not sure who they are, but Mark was nicked up today, couldn't finish the game, and the other thought there was just maybe give Jordan a chance to give us a spark, which he did. He made a really nice run, and hopefully we can get him integrated. It's tough when you get 4 guys.
I know the score got a little big at the end, but it seems like the defense played well enough for you guys to win this game. Do you kind of feel the same way?
Well, I mean, they didn't, because would have taken get a hold of 5 there when we had 6. So, but they played well. They really played well, and that's what I was referring to a minute ago. I think it seemed like about 50 minutes that we were really playing the way you want to. We did give up the 1 drive in that first half. But if you play a team like that, they're going to get some too. They're a good football team. But I thought we were competing hard, playing against a really team that's got gaudy statistics in terms of yardage, points per game, and we were competing very well with them. And so again, I don't think we're that far away. It's hardly a hopeless case here, but we still have to finish the game on defense. And then again, I go back to the offensive part of things. If you're going to play teams like that, you're going to have to, when you get down in there, you got to come away with some points. Field goals are better than nothing, but they're not going to win for you in a game like this.
What are the biggest offensive hurdles to climb to get to the point where you can score points in the second half?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. We weren't exactly ringing them up there in the first half either. So today it wasn't as one of those deals as much, but I'm kind of fixated on the 2 times we're down in that first half. We weren't detailed enough to get it done, and they made it tough on us. They're a good defensive football team.
Was part of the game plan to get the tight ends involved in the receiving game, but Wisconsin just wasn't letting it happen?
Well, that's part of our plan every week, and to their credit, they did a good job. They made it hard for us. We were not moving the ball consistently. We weren't really throwing or running with great efficiency, and that's a credit for them. There's been a lot of talk about their offense coming into the game. I looked at their defensive stats, and more importantly, you watch your tape, and it's not like people are getting a lot of points off these guys. They're a good defensive football team. And Utah State was a good defensive team a year ago. Watching them against Wisconsin, they held Wisconsin 16 last year. So it's take a good coaching staff and good players. That's what happens.
Jake, by his standards, probably, which is a compliment to him, how well he's played all year, probably a little, below where he's been in some games before he got hurt.